The entrance polls going into Iowa are fascinating, Lewis. They talked to people, rather than an exit poll, they did an entrance poll. What are you planning on doing going in to the caucuses? And a couple of interesting things that are getting absolutely no play almost in the mainstream corporate media. Number one, based on your opinion of the Tea Party movement, who do you support? People who went in saying they generally support the Tea Party overwhelmingly voted for Rick Santorum. Are we surprised by that at all?
I don't think so.
You're not? Are you surprised by that, Natan?
I am surprised by that. I don't see what on economic issues and his opinion of the federal government's role makes him a libertarian, sort of traditional conservative. I just don't see it.
Well, it's been his rhetoric on labor and on the middle class. He's the one who's most successfully picked up on that rhetoric. But what's incredible is, you're right, a lot of that rhetoric is, it's not clear whether it's reminiscent of the Tea Party or more of Occupy. But in either case,
but
I don't think
of the candidates that have a shot, he is the most aligned with the Tea Party.
I think that's probably the way it's perceived. But
Bachman's
here's the
got no
interesting
chance.
thing. For those who oppose the Tea Party movement, their guy was Romney. And Romney has had a very tough time saying, oh, I am part of the Tea Party movement. I am not. What's clear is he has a ton of money. And he's certainly not a middle-class guy, as much as he would like to tell us. He's unemployed and basically just like everybody else.
Right.
But if you opposed the Tea Party movement, you were most likely to support Mitt Romney. The most interesting entrance poll question I saw is, if you are a born-again or evangelical Christian, who do you support? If you said, yes, I am a born-again Christian or I'm an evangelical Christian, you were most likely to have supported Rick Santorum. Absolutely no question there. What's not being talked about in the media is that second to that, you were most likely to support Ron Paul. Ron Paul, the guy whose many young supporters say, this is not a right-wing conservative guy, this is not a guy who runs on God and religion, this is not a crazy pro-lifer. Well, hold on a second. 2 weeks ago, we saw an ad from Ron Paul featuring his former patients saying they liked having a doctor who was pro-life and who had God on their side, or whatever the language was. And we now see that if you are born again or evangelical Christian, if you weren't voting for Santorum, you were voting for Ron Paul. Not really being discussed.
But again, I think that also makes sense just by default, considering who the candidates are. Romney, clearly Mormon, you're not going to be voting for him. And Gingrich, with his problems,
Number of various religions and affairs.
Not the guy. So I think just by default, that could be why that's what happened.
How exactly is Ron Paul, or has Ron Paul, courted the evangelical vote in Iowa? What exactly about his policies appeal to them? Apart from the fact that he's, pro-life.
We're going to talk to Sam Cedar later about exactly that, and it's because of the endorsement. I don't have it in front of me, but I have it in my notes to talk to Sam about. It's because of an endorsement that Ron Paul very actively, actually, his operatives in Iowa were courting a number of different churches. We'll talk to Sam about it a little later.